This is 5 on your side at 4. Focused on you.
Our objective was to save the apartments and save the buildings next door.
An hours-long fire along the Del Mar Loop is finally out, but not before damaging several businesses in University City. Thanks so much for being here at 4. I'm Kay Quinn.
And I'm Brent Solomon. The fire chief tells 5 on your side the popular Three Kings restaurant is now destroyed. Crews were able to save what was around it, though. 5 on your side's Elise Schoenig joins us live from the Del Mar Loop. Now, Elise, a pretty devastating fire here.
Yeah, that's right, Brent and Kay. Crews were actually on the scene today for almost 12 hours trying to put out that fire. Now, I'll go ahead and show you all what we're looking at now. So Del Mar Boulevard is back open because this part of it was closed today, but Three Kings restaurant here took the most of the damage here. On the outside, you know, it doesn't really look all too bad, but once you get inside, you can just see how that fire just completely wiped out everything that was inside there. So fire crews tell us this all started just after 3 o'clock this morning, and that fire did start in the kitchen at Three Kings. And just look at these images now. That's the inside of what the restaurant looks like. Now, the fire did spread to apartments above the restaurant. Crews were able to quickly get to work, and they say everyone was able to get out safely. They also said that the fire caused damage to Iron Age Tattoo and Piercing and Sunshine Daydream.
Like I said, the objective was we knew what was going to come down because of the intensity of the fire, and we knew what we were going to try to save. And as you can see behind me, it's still standing.
And so firefighters are saying despite the loss, this mission was successful because of what they were able to salvage. And so clearly there's a lot of rebuilding to do here, but the cause of the fire is still under investigation. And luckily, no one was hurt. So that's always something to celebrate, despite, again, whatever damage there is left behind. But for now, we are reporting live here in University City. Elise Schoenig, 5 on your side.
Unbelievable images there. Thank you, Elise. So right now, investigators trying to figure out what sparked a vacant house fire in South City. Crews showed up to the 2-story brick home on South Broadway around 7 o'clock. That's where flames could be seen coming from the roof there. We're told one person got out and told firefighters someone else was still inside. Crews were able to rescue that person out. We don't know whether either person was hurt.
Right now, we don't know what prompted a fire alarm to go off at City Park overnight. There were reports of smoke inside City Park, but first responders didn't find any flames. The incident came hours after City SC hosted a Gold Cup match at the venue. The soccer team will play there this Saturday against Portland. We're waiting to learn the name of a man shot and killed in a pickup truck in South St. Louis. The vehicle was going in reverse on Chippewa when shots were fired last night. It then hit a fire hydrant, causing doors to be ripped off. The truck then crashed into a vacant home. Police say a man in his late teens was ejected from the vehicle. He died at a hospital. 3 other teens in the car were taken to the hospital with minor injuries.
Well, now to an update on contaminated water in St. Charles. The EPA tells 5 on your side the city and Ameren, Missouri, are now working to finalize an agreement on how and when the utility will clean up the water. Back on April 3rd, the EPA gave St. Charles and Ameren 21 days to reach an agreement. The deadline has now passed. The EPA says both parties are close to an agreement. The city shut down 6 of its 7 wells due to contaminants found in that water. The EPA says Ameren is responsible for the contamination and the cleanup.
Let's take a live look at Kirkwood this afternoon. The flowers are blooming at the farmers market. Sunny skies today across the bi-state, but showers will develop tomorrow. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell joins us with your Weather First forecast.
Yeah,
Scott.
the clouds already starting to increase across the area this afternoon, coming in from the west and the southwest. We're dry through the evening hours, so that's good news for you, though. If you do have some evening plans, maybe the kids have a ball game this evening, or you're trying to get a little yard work in. Temperatures are in the 60s, a little below average. You're looking out in St. Charles. Traffic starting to pick up for our evening rush hour. And look at the botanical garden. They've cleaned out the flowering bulbs that were in those beds, and they are getting ready to plant something, of course, beautiful there. Just don't know exactly what it is. Temperatures are in the 60s after starting out in the 40s this morning. Kind of a cool start. You see the moisture. Right now it's well to our south, but some of that's going to nudge our way as we head into tomorrow. So clouds are thickening this evening. Showers Thursday afternoon in particular, and especially south of Interstate 70. The heaviest rain will be to the south of St. Louis. The metro area probably looking at around 1/4 of an inch, give or take a little bit. You might get as much as 1/2 an inch farther to the south. We'll take you into the weekend where we have lowered the rain chances in about 15 minutes, Kay.
We'll see you then. Thank you, Scott. Right now, communities to our north are bracing for what forecasters warn could be record flooding.
That's right. Some communities are already underwater along the Mississippi. As NBC's Jay Gray reports, the most severe conditions could still be a week away.
As the water rises, so do fears for millions along the Mississippi River.
You look out, and this is sort of the worst part. There's nothing we can do.
Disaster and emergency declarations already in place in communities from Minnesota through Illinois. Roads and parks closed. Crews racing to get sandbags in place.
If the town has to shut down, it's going to be because we could not hold the water back. So then it might be a while. It's going to take a long time to pump all this water back out.
Melting snowpack in some areas 6 to 18 inches, already pushing the river over its banks and into neighborhoods across the potential flood zone. Forecasters warning parts of Illinois and Iowa could see the worst flooding in 2 decades, with river levels expected to continue climbing through early next week. Melting snow in the mountains of California causing the same problems out west. Floodwaters forcing park officials to close down most of the Yosemite Valley until at least the middle of next week. Jay Gray, NBC News.
Well, tonight the city of Clarksville is hosting a meeting ahead of possible flooding there. They're taking a look at video now of previous flooding in the city. The National Weather Service predicting a crest of 31.2 feet in Clarksville next Friday. Well, flood stage is only 25 feet. Clarksville recently broke ground on a flood wall, but construction won't be finished in time. Tonight's meeting is at 6:30 at Clarksville City Hall. They will discuss preparing for a flood and plans to feed and house volunteers. You can get the Weather First forecast right to your phone. Text the word weather to 314-425-5355. We'll send you a link.